Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm back. It's 2011. If you're not familiar, this is Trevor is a Loser. And last year I did lose 47 pounds in the first 90 days of 2010. And I'm back this year for more. Now this year, I want to encourage you to come along with me. I know a lot of us out there are battling with our stomach sections. Matter of fact, they're saying now that upwards of 80% of Americans are overweight. About half of that or so is obese or big, too much. What are you going to call it? And I think we can take this journey together. Last year, it was an experiment. I went after it. I did it. I tried to learn everything I could about health. And I was able to knock off some pounds. I know many of you out there watching this have talked about how, hey, keep it up, do it, Trevor, you're an inspiration. Well, I want you to do it this year with me. Now, of course, as you can tell, if you're watching this, you've came to a website and you are seeing how I've blogged or vlogged and written out what I've done during my time last year. Through the course of me losing the weight, and I got on video and shared with you what I was doing and what I was learning about health. And this year I want you to do the same. I want to challenge you to do the same thing. Part of what gets us going is getting us out there, have accountability. What helped me last year when I did these video logs was that I had accountability. Now, whether you were giving me a hard time about if I was eating right or not, it's one thing, but what it kept accountability to me, because I was putting myself out there in front of you to keep me accountable. I didn't want to let you down. I don't want to let myself down. And we always have, if we've battled with our weight, we've let ourselves down, and we've given in to the temptations, and we've given in because of how hard it can be. But I want to do it together with you this year. So maybe you have no idea how to work a blog, and you have no idea how to set things up online. But what you can do is simply go to WordPress.com. Now, WordPress.com has a way for you to simply set up a blogging platform for you to share these things. You know, if you don't know how to work a video and do your own vlogs, that's okay. But have some kind of presence. Now, if you do this, I want you to let me know, because I will include you on TrevorIsALoser.com as part of the losers this year for 2011. I want to be able to track your progress and follow along with you and encourage you as you follow me and what I'm doing. So take some time, set something up. You don't need to have a fancy theme, make it look pretty. I know that I have some fancy stuff, and you know, I've built websites. I'm familiar with WordPress. You don't have to go out there and get an actual .com. Just get a WordPress address. And I want you to do that. And if you're going to do that, you need to let me know. And I challenge you to do that. Now, I do not want you to be intimidated by some of the things I may talk about early on. If you go back and have watched some of last year's videos, I've learned a lot of things about what's going on with my body and health. I'm trying to search as many sources as I can. My wife has totally changed her life around as far as how she has changed her diet and how she is a lot healthier than she used to be. Even though she's never really been overweight, but she's corrected a lot of health issues by changing her diet. Now, don't be intimidated. You don't need a lot to do this, to get started. You don't have to have all the fancy stuff to get going. You don't have to. Right now, you may not have a plan. You may just watch this and go, you know, I want to do that. I want to do something about it. I just want you to simply do one thing and start out with one thing, and that is to get something that you can journal with. I think this is the most common element, the most important element of getting control of your weight, because we all know there's a lot of different weight loss plans, and there's different approaches. They're all over the place. You go to the health nutrition section of a bookstore, and it's loaded with all kinds of different kinds of diets and approaches, and that guarantee you success. Well, the thing about all of those guaranteeing success things, there's one common element, is that you're keeping track of what you're doing. And that is the most important part. Now, matter of fact, I will say for me, this has been the most important part of me being able to get some success losing weight. And that is the food journal. You need to be writing down everything you eat. You need to write down everything you eat. Even if you're not, I want you to get a journal. If you've never done anything like this, or you've tried other things or whatever, I just want you to get a journal. And I just want you to start writing down everything you eat. Everything you eat. And then after you start getting used to writing down everything you eat, I want you to start to write down how many calories that you're eating. Just it. I want you to concentrate on calories. Now, I know people out there debate that calories aren't the most perfect thing to go by, because there are different kinds of calories and not every calorie is equal and blah 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 blah. Okay, whatever. But what is important is that you keep track of what you're doing, because what happens is we actually don't realize how much we take in. We always take it for granted about how much we consume, especially in drinks. Like, we think, well, I didn't eat much today, but what did you drink today? So I want you to start by getting a journal, a notebook. I don't care, iPod or iPhone or some kind of application, whatever, something that you record everything that goes in your mouth. That is the first step. If you've never done this before, first step. And that's it. Just start there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through what I do, and I'll give you ideas. Now, I'm no doctor, I'm no professional, I'm no this or that. So really, you need to make sure that if you got any health issues or any concerns about anything, that you consult the proper authorities and experts on everything. What I'm doing is what I'm doing, and I don't expect you to follow it to a T. The only thing I actually really want you to follow to a T is I want you to start writing down everything you put in your mouth. That right there alone will change habits about your life. And then as you start to keep track of your calories, you can start to set goals as far as how many calories you consume, or you want to have a maximum amount of calories you consume per day. And what's very important about calorie counting is not the fact that you're just counting calories and trying to limit a certain limit, but what it does is it shows you and trains you to eat proper portion sizes, which I think is the next key thing about getting control of your weight, is learning to eat proper portion sizes. And all that can be done by getting your food journal. So I encourage you, first thing you do, go get something to write it down on. Now, as you are starting to write down everything and go along with that process and getting in that habit of seeing visually what you eat, I want you to start thinking about your goals. Right now, you may have an ideal weight. You may have a target that you would love to reach. I do want you to start thinking about your goals and what you want to do. We got to have a point to focus on, a goal. Established goals get met a lot more often than just elusive ideas of what you think you might want to do. I want you to start thinking about your specific goals, and then I want you to start putting this out for us to see. If you have trouble with setting up a site or setting up a place online to start to record your journey, you can email me at trevor@trevorsaloser.com, and I'll be happy to try to walk you through and help you with some things. Because this year I can lose close to 50 more pounds, which would be great for me, but I want people to come along and do it with me. It's about time that we met some of our goals. It's about time we took control of a few things in our lives. And I tell you, last year when I was losing that weight and I was changing the way I was eating, I felt a whole lot better. I felt great. I had the skip in my step. I could feel like I could jump around and run up the walls like on the Matrix, and just do all that stuff over, I'll try to do all that stuff again. So let's do this year. 2011, it's not just Trevor is a loser, but you're going to be a loser too. So let's do it. And I'll continue to video log and get more specific about what I'm doing. There are more steps I would love for you to implement. Just stay tuned. Set your pace. You don't have to know it all to begin with, but just make a commitment to learn, make a commitment to get involved with the community, and make a commitment to write down everything that's going in your mouth. And we'll see you next time here at Trevor is a Loser. Peace.